Were you aware that a capital city was constructed to accommodate millions of people but remains almost unoccupied? Moreover, did you know that the US expended $17 billion on a megaproject that was never utilized and remains entirely worthless to this day? In this video, we will investigate 5 of the most futile megaprojects worldwide. Please ensure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel before we proceed. Number 5. Interstate H3, Hawaii. Let's begin with a stunningly beautiful highway in Hawaii, known as the Interstate H3, which extends 26 kilometers and traverses through one of the most scenic landscapes worldwide. Its beauty, however, posed a potential hazard as motorists might stop to admire the surroundings. The highway was initially proposed in 1960 to cater to defense considerations, connecting the Pearl Harbor Naval Base to the Marine Corps Air Station. However, its announcement was met with resistance from environmentalists and native Hawaiians who feared it would lead to mass urbanization. Due to environmental laws and route changes to safeguard the neighboring valleys, the project was indefinitely delayed. Finally, in 1989, the project was cleared for construction after being exempted from environmental laws by the Congress. The highway was eventually opened in 1997, almost 37 years after its initial proposal, and is considered an engineering marvel because of the challenging terrain on which it was constructed and the advanced technology used in its development. Despite its beauty and engineering feat, critics consider the highway a road to nowhere since its defense purpose is no longer relevant and it has no direct route to downtown Honolulu. Moreover, its construction has led to the destruction of several culturally significant religious sites, leading many native Hawaiians to consider it cursed. While the Interstate H3 highway is undoubtedly an achievement in megaprojects, it remains useless for specific native groups. Nevertheless, it is not entirely abandoned like the next project on our list. Number 4. Ciudad Real Central Airport, Spain. Ciudad Real Central Airport was envisioned to become a popular airport for holidaymakers traveling within Spain, as well as international visitors. The idea was to relieve Madrid's already overcrowded main airport by creating an alternative. However, the airport, which cost $1.3 billion, became a complete failure. Despite having one of the top 5 longest runways in Europe and a capacity to serve 2 million passengers a year, the airport faced significant problems. First, its location was remote, 200 kilometers away from Madrid, making it inconvenient for most passengers. Second, most big airlines preferred to operate from the capital, leaving the airport with only one small-time airline. Consequently, within a year of its opening, the airport was buried in a $350 million debt, which led to its bankruptcy in 2012. The airport was sold to new owners in 2019, who found a business opportunity in using it as a storage facility for grounded planes during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, once the pandemic ends, it remains uncertain whether the airport will regain its initial purpose, and it will continue to be useless for passengers worldwide. Number 3. Naypyidaw, Myanmar. It's worth noting that there are also political reasons why the population of Myanmar may be reluctant to move to Naypyidaw. The city was built by the military government that ruled Myanmar for many years, and its construction and development were shrouded in secrecy. Many Myanmar citizens view the new capital as a symbol of the military's oppressive rule and may be hesitant to move there as a result. Additionally, the cost of living in Naypyidaw is often cited as a major obstacle for those who might consider relocating there. The city was designed to be luxurious and modern, with high-end hotels, restaurants, and shopping centers, but this comes at a steep price. The cost of housing, food, and other necessities is much higher in Naypyidaw than in other parts of Myanmar, making it difficult for most people to afford to live there. Overall, while Naypyidaw may be an impressive feat of engineering and architecture, it remains a largely empty and underutilized city, without significant investment in infrastructure, healthcare, education, and other essential services. It is unlikely that the city will ever become the bustling metropolis that its creators envisioned. Number 2. Forest City, Malaysia. It seems that Forest City has faced multiple challenges, including political and economic hurdles, as well as a change in leadership and the impact of the pandemic. While the project was initially designed to incorporate green innovations and appeal to investors, it has been criticized for catering primarily to wealthy Chinese investors and ignoring the needs of native Malaysians. The ban on foreign ownership of property in Forest City has further reduced the number of investors and residents in the area. With the pandemic's impact on global travel and the economic uncertainty it has created, the project's future remains unclear. It is clear that Forest City has not lived up to its ambitious plans, and its current state as a largely vacant development is a significant setback for the project. While it may still have potential for future development, it will likely require significant changes and adjustments to address its political and economic challenges and appeal to a broader range of investors and residents. Number 1. Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository. In the 1980s, US authorities sought a solution to their growing nuclear waste problem and identified Yucca Mountain in Nevada as the best option due to its isolation and ability to absorb radioactive waste without cracking or crumbling. However, Nevada residents vehemently opposed the plan, citing concerns over contamination of the nearby water source used by Native Americans and potential stigmatization of residents during transportation of the waste. Despite gaining approval in 2002, opposition continued to grow, and the project was ultimately deemed unworkable by the Obama administration in 2010. Although a federal court ordered its resumption 3 years later, little progress has been made, and the Biden administration has declared that Yucca Mountain is no longer part of the country's plans, despite costing over $17 billion and 4 decades of planning and legal battles. The Yucca Mountain project has never been used and is considered a useless megaproject. So what do you think of these megaprojects? Do you think any of these have a shot at being useful in the future? Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.